do that from here. So when we have numbers that we have to do operations with, and we're considering significant figures, we have to be careful how many sig figs we keep, because those sig figs are evidence of how precise the measurements we're working with were when they were made. When we are adding or subtracting, we look at how many numbers, how many digits are beyond the decimal. So if we add 5.5 plus 2.25, what's our answer? 7.75. But we have to go with the number that went into that calculation that has the fewest number of digits beyond the decimal. So this is going to limit us right here. We can only have one number behind the decimal. So our correct, this is our raw answer. Our correct recorded answer is going to be 7.8. And I would advise you, when you're doing anything in chemistry, write down your entire raw answer. Then below that, write the answer with correct sig figs and circle it. That way, if you make a rounding error, but you actually had the right raw number, I can give you points. If you just write down your rounded answer and you screwed up your rounding, and I can't see what you had for a raw answer, I won't give you points for it. So it's a way to help yourself. Okay, you all know that 5 and above rounds up. There's a different rule in your book. We just use 5 and above up, 4 and below down. Okay, so what if we take 6.27 minus 3.1? What do you get? 3.17. Okay. How many digits behind the decimal can we have? 1. So what is the answer here? 3.2. 3.2. Okay. So I think you all get that pretty well. One thing to be careful about, when you're rounding, so if we're going to that number, the only number that you're allowed to consider when rounding is the one right after it. We're going to bring that up again. But remember, the only one that can influence how you round that is the number directly after it. When we multiply and divide, the rule is slightly different. We're looking at the total number of sig figs, and we're looking at the thing that has the least sig figs. So if we take 0.82 times 0.725, what do you get? What do you have? Yep, I've got, for a raw answer, 0.5945. Now, how many sig figs can we have in our answer? 2. This is going to limit us because this has got the lowest number of sig figs. So we can only have those 2. We look at the next number. Will that round up or not? No. So our correct final answer is 0.59. Okay? That's the rule for multiplication and division. That one's pretty easy. And this is the one we use more often. So now, let's talk about rounding. You said you all know how to round. 4, 7, 1, 3, 8, 2, 6, 3, 8, 4, 2. Okay, please copy that number down. That's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 digits in it. Are they all significant? Yeah, they're all non-zeros. They're all significant. Fantastic. Now, I'm going to ask you to round that to 10 sig figs. So if you got that as an answer, but you were only able to have 10 sig figs, what would you round that to? Then I'm going to ask you to round it to 9 sig figs, to 8 sig figs, to 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and finally to 1 sig fig. Okay? I'm going to ask you to round that to each of those sig figs. I'm going to turn off the camera, and I'll walk around and spy on you.